ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. طيب إخوة أخوات، Shaykhul-Islam Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab rahimahullah, on the chapter wearing ring or thread or anything like that to remove any form of calamities or push away. Okay, under that chapter heading, he used the ayah, قُلْ أَفَرَأَيْتُمْ مَا تَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ إِنْ أَرَادَنِيَ اللَّهُ بِضُرٍّ هَلْ هُنَّ كَاشِفَةُ ضُرِّهِ أَوْ أَرَادَنِي بِرَحْمَةٍ هَلْ هُنَّ مُمْسِكَاتُ رَحْمَتِهِ قُلْ حَسْبِيَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ يَتَوَكَّلُ الْمُتَوَكِّلُونَ. Now Shaykhul-Islam brings this ayah as a dalil that wearing talisman, amulet or anything like that is a form of shirk. Now we've covered this, I just want to go over it inshallah. Why do you think, how is this a dalil that wearing amulet is haram?
The first hadith.
Yeah, the ayah of the Quran, Zumar. What it means is that say to them, O Muhammad, have you not seen those who invoke other than Allah? If Allah were to send down any harm, can these things you invoke or to push away the harm? Or if Allah wants to bring rahmah down, can they hold on to the rahmah and prevent the rahmah? Say Allah is sufficient. Upon Allah the true people put trust. Okay? So how is this ayah evidence the amulet is not allowed to wear? Because Allah never mentioned amulet.
You're saying that you shouldn't ask for mercy from anything else other than Allah. And the only person you should quote is Allah.
Okay. Akhi, why is this dalil that you can't wear amulet?
Because it doesn't say anything about amulets. It just says that.
So you can wear it?
No, you can't wear it. So
Okay. So how is the evidence though? Allah never talks about amulet here, tamima. So how is that? How is Shaykhul-Islam using this as a dalil to say it's haram?
Because it says that you don't need anything, you just need Allah's help.
Okay, to put trust in Allah. Okay, that's one angle.
The verse is telling us that the believers, they put their trust in Allah alone. So by using an amulet, you're going to put your trust in a created thing, which is but the asl is minor shirk.
Okay, so Allah said to the believers, they're the one who put trust in Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay, so put trust in Allah Azza wa Jal, don't put trust in the amulet. Okay, that's one as well. Yaqub, what can you say?
Obviously, if they are putting their full trust in the amulet, then it will become major shirk.
Okay.
And, yeah, I think that's what the
Abdul Karim? You know this ayah Shaykhul-Islam using, he's using this ayah as the dalil that he can't wear amulet. So my question is, the amulet is not mentioned here, so how is the evidence? Say, O Muhammad, to the people who invoke other than Allah, if the thing you're invoking were to, if Allah were to bring down harm, will it able to prevent the harm? And if Allah were to send down the mercy, can they hold on to the mercy of Allah? Say Allah is sufficient, and the believer they put to trust in Allah Azza wa Jal. So I want you to understand how is this evidence. Can you do you remember anything? Haram, yeah.
Like Paul said, the believers, they put their trust in Allah, and the things that people are relying on to prevent harm is not going to protect them from that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically the conclusion. Put trust in Allah Azza wa Jal. Here Allah said, if the thing you're invoking, you know, in dua here, dua two types, dua al-mas'ala and dua al-ibadah, isn't it? Dua al-mas'ala is that you are asking for your need, okay, in worldly things. So here you put in trust in this amulet, whatever for your cure, whatever, it's dua al-mas'ala. But that thing you're putting trust in, if Allah to send down the harm, can they prevent it? And if Allah to send down mercy, can they prevent that mercy as well? They can't. So don't put trust in that creating created being like amulet or anything. So this is general ayah for anything. Worshipping idol, to put trust in idol, amulet, talisman, your thread, your beads that you wear, encompasses everything. Alhamdulillah. That's where how the ayah is evidence against amulet. طيب, one of the hadiths of Imran ibn Hussein, one Prophet saw this man had a ring on. He said to him to take it off. Why did he wear it? Do you know why he wore it, this ring? Akhi? You know, sure? Go on.
He had the disease in his bones.
Wahina. What is wahina? You know? Abdul Azim, did you know? Al-Wahina. Dawood.
Probably like, I don't know how to say.
Prophet said, Ma haza. He said, Al-Wahina. It's because of the Al-Wahina that I have. Abdul Karim, do you remember Al-Wahina?
Like a pain or hardship.
Pain, hardship, weakness, yes, weakness, all this comes in when you're bound on your. So because of that, he wore it, this ring that he had halaqatun. So Prophet said, take it off, ma aflahta abada, you never be successful. Okay, if you law mut وهي عليك ما أفلحت أبدا. If you died and while it is on you, you'll never be successful. Are we saying he's not a Muslim? ما أفلحت أبدا. So you mean that because kafir will never be successful? Can we say he died as a kafir? Okay, well, how do you explain that?
Not a perfect believer, but not kafir.
Okay, you were there. Do you remember, Akhi? Why? How do? I thought.
They'll go hell, but they won't be there forever because they committed shirk asghar.
So, I'm a bit more concerned.
If they were using it as a means, it would be minor shirk. So it would be a major sin. Or if they solely believed in that, then it would become major.
Major. So you remember we say falah al-mutlaq, mutlaq al-falah. Falah al-mutlaq is that if that means that the asl of iman is there, and the other way around, mutlaq al-falah is that your kamal al-iman is not there. So basically what it is, if he dies believing that it is a sabab, okay, not the kira, then your asal of iman is there, but the kamal is not there. Okay, the kamal is not there. The perfection of iman is not there. But if you die believing this is the kira protector, then asal of iman is gone. So then you die as a disbeliever. So that's falah al-mutlaq, mutlaq al-falah. The other way around. This is good, inshallah, mash. So depend on the person. Okay, because Prophet doesn't say you died as a kafir or not, but the ulama explain this falah, this success are two types. Depend on his belief, how he died upon it. طيب, inshallah, we've covered this. Let's start the class. طيب. Next chapter is that باب ما جاء في الرقى والتمائم. The next chapter is on ruqa wa tamaim. Now we've covered on tamima. We spoke about tamima. Now we're going to talk about ruqa, inshallah. Shaykhul-Islam does not mention it is a shirk or not a shirk. We covered that tamima is form of shirk. Now the reason Shaykh did not mention the word shirk, because there are types of ruqya. Ruqa is full of ruqya, which is halal. There's some ruqya which is shirk in it. Likewise, some of the tamaim, amulet, talisman, some of the ulama they use, generally we say shirk billah, but some of the ulama they allow it if the word of name of Allah or anything or a verse of the Quran is in the amulet, it is allowed. Some allow it. We're going to discuss this inshallah. First of all, ruqya. The word ruqya is something that the Arab in Jahiliyyah they would do that. Ruqya is practiced by the Arab in Jahiliyyah. Auf bin Malik radiallahu anhu, and he came to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he said, he spoke to him about the ruqya, and the Prophet said, أعرضوا علي رقاكم فإن لم يكن فيه شرك فلا بأس به. So Prophet said, show me how you do your ruqya, okay, how you do in Jahiliyyah. As long as there is no shirk in it, it's okay. As long as there is no shirk in your ruqya, la ba'sa bihi. Okay? Ruqya is is okay. So ruqya, you have two types. Ruqya, which is halal, and ruqya, which is haram. Ruqya, the one is halal, where you read the Quran, okay? Where Prophet did ruqya on his wife, Jibril did on Prophet ﷺ, vice versa. So ruqya also Prophet requested for Sahabas to do ruqya to do one another, inshallah. So ruqya is something that you read the Quran and you blow on the person. And the best ruqya is that you do yourself. When you go to sleep, you blow on yourself. We know how the surahs we should be reciting before you go to sleep. Now, ruqya has conditions. Imam Suyuti mentioned it's in Fathul Majid, Sharh Kitab at-Tawheed, and the other ulama have mentioned the conditions of ruqya. The first ruqya is the condition of ruqya is that it has to be done by using the name of Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? And in the Quran Allah said, وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَ فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا, that to Allah belong the beautiful name, so call by these names. So we can use the names of Allah when we do ruqya. The second condition of ruqya is that it needs to be in Arabic. Okay, so people understand. Okay, it's Quranic language. We're using it when we recite the Quran. We're reciting the Arabic, so it's understandable for the people. The third condition of the ruqya is that the most important condition of the ruqya, in fact, is tawakkul upon Allah. Okay, the trust upon Allah, and that's the most important part of the ruqya. So make sure that you don't put trust in the human being or anything like that. Your trust have to be, your heart have to be connected to Allah Azza wa Jal. Believing that if Allah does not cure this person, then no one can cure that person. So some of the ulama said that, Imam Suyuti mentioned that for a person to do ruqya, he need to fulfill these three conditions. Have to have these three conditions. Some of the scholars have said that the first two conditions are mustahab, which is mentioning Allah's name, and reading and using Arabic language. They say that you can use other than Arabic, you don't have to use Allah's name as long as the trust in Allah is there. So they say you can use herbal medicine, things like that, to medical tibbun nabawi yani, to do form of ruqya. But what we know in our time in society, that try, whoever does the ruqya, inshallah, make sure the first three, use the names of Allah Azza wa Jal, call by the names of Allah, make dua by the name of Allah Azza wa Jal. Make sure you do in Arabic as well, you recite the verse in Arabic and things like that, and make sure have trust in Allah Azza wa Jal. That's the most important thing. So whoever does ruqya, make sure you have these three things when you do ruqya. So these are the conditions of ruqya, or ruqa is the plural. And so the shirkiyat, ruqya which have shirk in it, are you calling other than Allah. You're calling by the names which are shaitanic way, using language that people don't understand, calling other than Allah, then this form of ruqya is something that is not allowed. So next thing is at-Tama'im. What is Tama'im? Tama'im is talisman or amulet, we say. Tama'im plural tamima. Now the ulama have said that why is it called tamima? Tamima is taken from the word atamma or tammama. Tammama yutammimu tamima, which means that to accomplish something. So when the people they were amulet, okay, they put trust in that amulet, and they believe the amulet will accomplish their need and their goal. So he put amulet on. He believed that will cure my pain, whatever pain I have, or evil eye, or the weakness on my arm. I put this, that will accomplish my need, whatever I want. So they say that's why it's called tamima. Now tamima is the word, but it doesn't have specific shape of it. In my country, we see tamima like this, amulet, we've seen it. That's one type of amulet. There's no specific shape of it. So it could be beads, shells, could be thread, could be ring, But the point is, they wear all these things with one aim and goal, is that will cure their illness. Okay? That will cure their illness. Subhanallah. So, we said tamima, wherein tamima is a shirk, it is haram in Sharia of Allah Azza wa Jal. and it can be major shirk if they use it as a cure, okay, then that's major shirk, because their trust is not in Allah anymore. This is the cure, a'udhu billah, a created being. That's major shirk. But if they use it as a asbab, as a mean, then it is minor shirk. Now we have mentioned that when you use anything as asbab, as a mean in Sharia, in Islam, you have to have the evidence from the Quran and the Sunnah. Okay? So for someone to say, Akhi, I'm using amulet as a mean, like you have medicine as a mean, it's okay. We say, la, you can't do that, because medicine are proven by the hadith, Tibbun Nabawi, prophetic medicine, they are there. This is proven by the hadith, but this is not proven by the hadith. So you can't take that as a mean and put it on your neck and on your arm and things like that. So tamima, amulet, is not, we cannot wear it, and no one can wear it as a mean for cure. Okay, so this is the chapter we're going to cover today, inshallah. So رقى والتمائم. طيب في الصحيح عن أبي بشير الأنصاري رضي الله عنه أنه كان مع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في بعض أسفاره فأرسل رسولا ألا يبقين في رقبة بعير قلادة من وتر أو قلادة إلا قطعت. This hadith is authentic hadith. Abu Bashir al-Ansar radiallahu anhu from Ansar, he said, we were with the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in some of his journey. So he sent messengers out. Why he sent them? To remove any form of thread or necklace, okay, that a person has or any animal have, except to be removed. طيب. Now this hadith talks about, first benefit is the Sahaba, they travel with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They travel with him, they go different places, okay. Now here it says, فَأَرْسَلَ رَسُولًا. He sent messenger. The Rasul is a messenger, isn't it? But how can he be messenger when Rasul is the messenger? Now it's a linguistic terminology. Rasul, in linguistically, what it means is that to carry a message that given by somebody up for you to take it and take it to the other person. That's Rasul, sending a risala. So if you work for a company and he gave you a letter and said, take it to this boss in another company, you're carrying a risala and you're going to give it to the person he wants you to give it to. You're a Rasul in that sense. You're a messenger. You're sending the message, okay, to the other person. And this risala could be verbally or could be as in a form of a writing as well. So if you take this, okay, you're sent with this, you become a Rasul, linguistically a Rasul. And that can apply for Muslim and non-Muslim as well. But here we're talking about the Sahabas radiallahu anhu. So this Rasul here means linguistic Rasul. Because Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told them, he sent, ba'atha Rasulullah, he sent the companion out, messenger. Okay? So he's taking a message from Rasulullah to go out. Okay? And that is to remove all the qilada. Qilada is a necklace, from water is thread. So basically here we learn that enjoy good, forbidding evil. So Prophet sent out companion, remove the shirk that they have on their ba'ir, riding beast. And this is common in Jahiliyyah. This is act of Jahiliyyah. Anything act of Jahiliyyah is haram. So in Jahiliyyah they would put amulet or thread, whatever, beads on the neck of the animal or in their house for not any evil thing to happen, evil eye or something like that. So why is it haram? Because they put in trust in that created being, which is the amulet. So Prophet sent messengers out and he told them, remove this, cut it off, inshallah, because it is shirk. Okay, so he's removing the shirk from the society. So show the importance of enjoying good, forbidding evil. But obviously, when we enjoy good, forbidding evil, amr bil ma'ruf wa nahy munkar, with knowing the benefit and the harm, and this is a messenger of Allah is doing it. He knows the benefit and the harm. So if we see if a kid has an amulet, you're walking down the road, you saw a kid got amulet, you don't do that. No, you can't. So you give them da'wah. Yes, we do it, but with bayan and everything, inshallah. طيب. So this is the benefit of the hadith. The benefit is that Prophet commanded them to remove any form of amulet or thread on the necklace of the animal or even a human being as well. طيب, next hadith. وعن ابن مسعود رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول إن الرقى والتمائم والتوالى شرك. Indeed, ruqa والتمائم and tiwala is shirk. Now what is ruqa? We covered the ruqa. رقى هي التي تسمى العزائم وخص منها دليل ما خلا من الشرك فقد رخص فيه رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من العين والحمى. So he said رقى here is عزائم. عزائم is a spell or charm. Okay. Now here Ibn Mas'ud, he said, Messenger of Allah said that indeed ruqa is a shirk. We have mentioned the two types of ruqya, isn't it? One is halal, one is haram. So what Prophet is meant, if the ruqya is done in shirkiyat, okay, like jahiliyyah they would do it, then it is haram. Okay, using shaitanic word, using name of shaitan, using tawassul other than tawassul through the jinns and things like that. The sahirun, the suhar, the magician, they do ruqya by shirkiyat way. And that's what Prophet is talking about. Then that's haram. Okay? And what tamaim? What is tamaim? شيء يعلق على الأولاد يتقون به العين لكن إذا كان معلق من القرآن فقد رخص فيه بعض السلف وبعضهم لم يرخص فيه ويجعله من المنهي عنه منهم ابن مسعود. Now, tamaim is something that people wear on their neck, on their arm, on the waist, kids have it, okay, having trust in that, so it removes the evil eye, okay, or any harm. But some of the scholars said if the amulet is worn and it's got Quran in it, and Allah's names and things like that, some of the Salaf they allow it. Like Hadith Abdul bin Amr bin As radiallahu anhu. Actually, it's not an amulet, it was a lawh, tablet, that he would put it on his, Fathul Majid, that Aisha reports that he would do, lawh, tablet, and he will make you wear his kids. And in the tablet is the name of surahs for them to memorize. Okay, that's what it was. But I think riwayah is da'ifa. But other than that, there was no any other evidences, any hadith where Sahaba would wear it, amulet, and they would give it to their kids. There, mafi dalil. There's no dalil for that. So some of the Salaf, they allow it to wear it. Okay, if it got Quran in it. But most of them they don't allow it, like Ibn Mas'ud, Ibn Abbas, Ibrahim al-Naq'i, Tabi'in, one of the top students of Ibn Mas'ud, Alqama, these great scholars from the Tabi'in, the Sahaba, they will not allow it, even with the Quran. But Quran is not to be placed in the amulet anyway. You should read it, blow it, and wipe it on your body. That's what it is. Why? Because even if it's allowed, you've got Quran and everything, this is called Saddu Dhari'ah. We shouldn't allow it because to block any form of mean that will lead to shirk. Like for example, we have many examples. We have let me explain this. Tahreem, prohibitions are two types. Tahreem li dhatihi, or tahreem which is prohibition in its essence. For example, shirk, bid'ah, zina, alcohol, murder, disobeying your parents, eating, taking interest, and so forth and so on. These are tahrim li dhati, by name Allah made it haram. Then you go second type of tahrim li wasa'il. Tahrim, it is forbidden, but it is a mean that will lead to haram. Okay, let me give you an example with Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that hadith of Aisha will come in the Kitab at-Tawheed, that one, we know the Prophet is buried where they died. There's another athar, Aisha said that if there was no fear that people will commit shirk with Prophet of Allah, we would have buried him in Baqi. Look, the wasila, mean that will lead to shirk, we stopped it. We buried him where he died. Okay? Actually, it would have been, if Prophet was buried in Baqi', yadu billah, people will committing shirk. So they want to stop the mean that will lead to shirk. He was buried where he died. Also, we have another athar. Prophet urinated under a tree. Ibn Umar went, he did the same thing. And it's in Fathul Majid, he brings it. And Umar realized it, he saw it, and he said, I'm going to cut this off. Why did he cut it off? Because he realized Prophet urinated, Ibn Umar urinated, human being are. So he said, I'm going to cut it off, people think there's barakah in it. we're going to tabarrak, we seek blessing from the tree, a'udhu billah. So he stopped he stopped it, cut the tree off, there's no shirk in it. That's called saddul dhari'ah, blocking the mean that will lead to shirk. Okay, so there are other ones, like for example, praying in maqbara. Praying in maqbara is haram, but it's a wasila to shirk. Imagine people start praying, maybe the man is just praying because maybe he doesn't know there's maqbara, but people know he's a righteous man praying in the maqbara, but he's worshipping Allah. But people think, oh my God, then let's all of us call on these righteous people. Could lead to, eventually will lead to, even giving salam to Prophet ﷺ every time. The scholars forbade that because giving salam to Prophet is okay. But Ibn Umar, Ibn Umar, he will give salam to Prophet whenever he comes back from journey. But there report says that salaf will not allow it because it's a lead to shirk. If the door was open, everybody going to give salam. Salam becomes what? Dua become. Start calling on him. Why didn't he have a guard there? So saddu dhari'ah, blocking the mean that will lead to shirk. Many examples. Putting candles on the maqbara, on the grave. Okay, these are all means. Raising the grave from where it's supposed to be. Prophet sent Ali to break all the grave and flatten it. We'll come here as well. He flattened the grave because saddu dhari'ah is a shirk. Blocking any mean that will lead to shirk. Flattening it. Don't put candles. Things like that. So these are two types of tahrim. Tahrim li dhati, tahrim al-wasa'il. So if amulet was allowed, even with the Quran, it could be tahrim li wasa'il, could be tahrim that lead to shirk. It says saddu dhari'ah, we block it. We say no, even the Quran we don't do it because it could lead to shirk eventually, subhanallah. So that's one of the reasons we shouldn't have amulet, even with the Quran. People are ignorant and it can lead to another thing as well. So some of the ulama, they allowed tamima if it's with the Quran, but generally the big companions, they say no, even with the Quran we're not allowed, we shouldn't do that. Then now, so we explain the hadith, inna ruqa wa tamaim wa tiwala shirk. Tiwala هي شيء يصنعون يزعمون أنه يحبب المرأة إلى زوجها ورجل إلى امرأته. Now tiwala is like mawala, related to something related with love. Okay, this is about sihr as well. That magician can cause man to love a woman and vice versa. Okay, so this is also shirk, and sahir can do this. A lot of the time it happens, subhanallah. If a man or the woman wanted to marry and the family won't allow it, so he can go to a sahir and he can cause her to love you and vice versa. And this is shirkiyat. At-tiwala is shirk, as the hadith says. So Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, he heard all this is shirk billah azza wa jal. His wife Zainab radiyallahu anha, she was wife of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. He came into the house and he saw his wife had a necklace, and he said, Ma hadi, what is this? He said, Fihi ruqya. In it is a ruqya. I'm wearing it. He said, Abdullah ala ibn Mas'ud bari min al-shirk wa aghniya min al-shirk. Family of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud are free from shirk. Okay, she told to take it off. So she took it off. So nothing. These all mean to shirk. Thread, rings. Oh no, ring you can wear it, but a certain type of ring, beads and thread, shells, they wear. You can tell they wear it because they believe in that. Yadu billah. And this comes in the hadith. We're not allowed to wear it because this is shirk plus wasila to shirk as well. عن عبد الله بن عكيم مرفوع. Okay, Abdullah bin Ukaym radiallahu narrated hadith marfu. Now marfu something, Prophet said it. Okay, and we covered this. Marfu, mawquf, the Sahaba said. Mursal, the Tabi'in said. This is marfu, my brothers. Man ta'allaqa shay'a ukila ilayhi. Whoever has connected to anything, then it is Allah. He will be left to that. So this is a general hadith. How? Shay'a, okay, nakira, okay, ataba'dal shart. يفيد عموم. So man is something harf, and shay'a is something indefinite, came after conditional verb, conditional word, man, whoever, okay? Whoever have connection with anything, he'll be left to that. So thus indirectly took amulet as well, okay? So if someone were to have a connection, or his heart is connected to something, amulet or thread, or beads, things like that, then he'll be left to that. Okay, this connection are two types. Connection, connecting means that you connect your amulet on your neck, okay, or on your arm. Second type of connection is your heart is connected to that. You believe in your heart. Sometimes people wear amulet, you take, don't take it off. What? Scared, something will happen to them. They freak out. Subhanallah, their trust is in that. The heart is connected to that. And I've seen people do that. If you take, you can't take this off. This is my Maulana gave it to me. How dare you take this off? This is how much trust they have into the akhi. They left the trust of Allah. They believe this is it. This is my cure. If I take this, something will happen to me. The iman is very low. So the ulama say ta'alluq here, connection. One connection is that heart is connected to that, and the secondary connection is they hang it on the neck. Allaqa yu'alliq, yani they hang it on the neck, on the arm, whatever. So this is general hadith. That's also evidence against tamim as well, because shay'a in nakira, indefinite, mean general, everything. So amulet, your thread, your beads, shell, whatever you have, if you put trust in that, wukila ilayhi, you'll be left to that. And if you're left to the creation, your trust left to the creation, you'll be destroyed. Shaitan will take you. He already captured the person anyway. But this is how low the iman can be when your trust goes into this creation, not Allah anymore. Subhanallah. They believe benefit and harm, it only comes through this amulet. And subhanallah, they feel that the more amulet I have, the more protection I have. Wallahi, I've seen people have 4, 5, 6 amulet on their body. You look at it, subhanallah, what is this? That's how it is, mad, crazy. That's why we need to learn the Tawheed of Allah Azza wa Jalla. These people don't have knowledge of the deen. May Allah guide them. Ameen. Tayyib. Continuing with this, inshallah, my brothers, sisters. وروى أحمد عن رويفع. رويفع is Sahabi radiallahu anhu. قال لي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So he narrating a story, and a prophet has told him that يا رويفع لعل الحياة ستطول بك. So he says to him, your life, you have a long life. So Prophet told him, he prophesied for him, okay, and he lived a long life, mashallah, this Sahabi. فأخبر الناس أن من عقد لحيته, tell the mankind that if they tie their lahya, lahya in Jahiliyyah, they would tie their lahya in jihad, in harb, and they would intertwingle their beard, okay, and the ulama say Fathul Majid as well, they'll wear it as a takabbur, as a arrogant, okay, to show off, okay. So Prophet said, you will see people will tell them that whoever were tied their lahya with whatever, with the thread or whatever they tied, or taqallada wataran, that's the evidence here, that he hangs watar. Watar here mean the rings or thread, okay. أو استنجى برجيع دابة, or he does istinja with raji'. Raji is dung of an animal. Hadith of Salman al-Farsi radiallahu anhu, when he said that نحانا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم نستقبل قبلة in the bowl والغائط, ونحانا أن لا نستنجي باليمين, ونحانا أن لا نستنجي أقل من 3 أحجار, ونحانا أن لا نستنجي برجيع الدابة. Hadith Salman al-Farsi radiallahu anhu, when he was asked, your Prophet taught you everything. Then he taught us that we should not face the qibla when we urinate, or first and the second anyway, and we should not use the right hand. We should not use less than 3 stones. We covered this in Umdah. And we should not use raji' dabba, the animal dung. The hadith, Prophet told Ibn Masud radiallahu anhu to get 3 stones, and he got 2 one dung. He said he threw the dung away and he said, get me a rock. Also, Adam. Adam is bones. Okay. So Prophet ﷺ, this nahi here mean litahrim, forbidden. You're not allowed to use these things. You're not allowed to use dung to do istinja, obviously at home we don't use it, but when you go out, we can use the leaves and the stones and tissues, things like that, but not dung. It is not allowed for us. It's prohibition in there. طيب. Then what did Prophet say after all that to Ruwayfi'? He said, oh Ruwayfi', this is what you say to them. فَإِنَّ مُحَمَّدْ بَرِيءٌ مِّنْهُمْ. Okay, you can live long life. You're going to see these things. Okay? You can see these things. Tell them Muhammad is bari, free from them. So how is this evidence is haram? The word bari, when Prophet he said, I'm free from them, okay, that they are committing major sins. Okay. Now in Sahih Muslim, one group of people went to Ibn Umar, complaining to him about Qadariyah. Qadariyah two types. Normal Qadariyah and extreme Qadariyah. Normal Qadariyah, the Muslims, but they are upon bid'ah. Okay? And the extreme ones, they're kuffar. Okay? You know what they believe? They believe that, like for example, Susan bin Yunus, Ma'ad al-Jahni, Ghilan bin Muslim, these are the extreme Qadariyah, they appeared in Basra, in Iraq somewhere. And they believe, this Qadariyah, they believe that Allah had no knowledge of anything until it happens. And it doesn't happen by the will of Allah. So they deny that. And they're kuffar. So this group of people, they went to Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu to complain about them. And he said, until they believe that, tell them Allah will not accept any of their actions from them, even if they spend a mountain of gold. Okay? And he told them, to end of the hadith said that tell them I'm free from them and they're free from me. But the ulama said this free here means they're kuffar. They free mean they're kuffar. So are we going to say now these people tying their beard and they're doing istinja and they're putting their thread hanging the thread on their neck, are we saying they're kuffar? La. These are major sins. But when it comes to taqallada watara, mean that if they wear it with iman, believing that will benefit them, this is the protector and everything, then this is major sin, this is major kufr. Okay? And if they wear it as a mean, this is minor kufr, minor shirk. Okay? So, because istinja biraji dabba is a major sin, it's not kufr. Okay? But we just took him a taqallada. Taqallada because people can wear this with the two intentions, believing this is the kira, or some people can wear it as a mean, but both are haram. The first one is you take the fold of Islam. Second one is you're still a Muslim, but you're upon minor shirk. Okay, so that's the evidence. Taqallada watara, which means Prophet is bari from that person whoever wear it. Okay, and that bari from Rasulullah to that person could be the bari that he's a kafir if you believe it as a kira. Okay, and Prophet could be bari from that person, he's still a Muslim, meaning that he believes it is a mean for him, it's sabab, then it is a minor kufur, okay, minor shirk. So that's the evidence, taqallada watar. But we mention all the hadith. Prophet is free from all of this. But when the word bari is used generally in the hadith, when Prophet is bari from something, it shows this kabira min kaba'ir dhunub, it's major sin. وعن سعيد بن جبير قال من قطع تميمة من إنسان كان كعدل رقبة. That whoever cut off amulet from insan, then he has saved his neck. He has saved his neck. This is a hadith muttafaq ala hadith Abu radiallahu anhu. Prophet said that من أعتق رقبة مسلمة أعتق الله بكل عدو من النار. That whoever saves somebody's neck, okay, raqaba, he saved his neck from the hellfire, then Allah will save his limbs from the hellfire. Okay, so man ataqa raqaba muslima. So what it is that someone wear amulet on his neck, yeah, you remove it, you save his neck from the hellfire. Okay, from the shirk will take him to hellfire. By pulling it out, you saved his neck from going to the hell. Okay. And if you do that, Allah will save your limbs from going to the hell. So this is mursal. This is Sa'id bin Jubair, one of the tabi'i, who is a student of Abdul ibn Abbas, and he is a tabi'in, one of the mufassir. So he's a mursal, and we take as evidence because nothing contradicts that. Okay, it goes with the hadith, inshallah. So ka'adlin raqaba, you'll get ka'adlin raqaba is like freeing a slave. Basically, that's what it is. So this is his opinion, but some of the ulama, they accept mursal as long as it doesn't contradict the hadith of Prophet ﷺ. So this is the opinion of Sa'id bin Jubair. No doubt, if you take amulet off from somebody, you're saving from shirk and enjoying the forbidding evil, mashallah. So if you can do it, if you do it knowingly that it's not going to cause harm or anything, then you can do it for sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla, to save the person's neck from the hell, take shirk out from his neck. وله عن إبراهيم قال كانوا يكرهون تمائم كلها من القرآن أو غير القرآن. Now Ibrahim al-Nakha'i, one of the students of Abdul ibn Mas'ud, who does not believe in tamaim even if you the Quran, okay, he said كانوا يكرهون, يعني the Salaf, Tabi'in and the Sahabas, this يكرهون كره the asl of kiraha min tahrim, okay, كانوا يحرمون, they will see as a haram tamaim, everything from Quran or other than Quran, they will see it as a haram. Okay, so this is what it is. We say that even with the Quran we don't do it because saddu zari'ah, we stop, prevent a mean that will lead to shirk, inshallah. So today we've covered, my brothers, on ruqa wa tamaim. We explain what it is. Jazakumullah khair. Inshallah, if there's any question, I'll take the question now. So we're going to take step by step. So any clarification, brothers, I'll do that. Go on, akhi.
I had Umar radiallahu anhu, he used to wear a ring and it said Kitab al-Waadi'i. So what's the ruling of someone who wears a ring with, for example, an athar, just for the sake of a maw'idah or dhikr?
On the ring he said what? Athar.
Yeah, athar or something like that. I think on Umar radiallahu anhu, his ring said Kitab al-Waadi'i.
Prophet ﷺ had a ring and he had his name on it.
Could you have like maybe Quran, Hadith, athar or something?
I will advise not to have it, but if you have it, you can't take it in the toilet though. That's the thing. Prophet ﷺ would have a ring, and his name would have it, and he will not take it in the toilet. I will advise not to take it. Have this, avoid it, because you could by mistake you take it in the hammam, in the toilet. And وَمَنْ يُعَلِّمْ شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّهُ مِنْ تَقْوَى الْقُلُوبِ. So whoever one of the symbol of Allah, then this is close to the taqwa of Allah. So I will advise not to have it, but you can wear rings, no problem. Avoid that, inshallah. Yeah, jazakallah khair.
Tilawa, not superstitions.
Tilawa.
Yeah.
It's a recitation.
No, sorry, not tilawa. Tiwala.
You're talking
Tiwala, Tiwala. In the hadith of Ibn Mas'ud, Tiwala, yeah.
Ruqa wa tamam wa tiwala. They're not superstitions.
Superstition. No. This the ulama says that it is Tiwala here mean, the Shaykh explained Muhammad Wahhab, is to cause somebody to love each other, man and woman or vice versa. That's what it is.
Arsaf or atfa.
So Tiwala here mean that what they do, sihr basically. They do sihr to cause a man to love a woman, woman to love a man, vice versa. And shirk because the sahir will do things, shirkiyat, to cause a man to love a woman and other way around. That's what Tiwala, that's what Shaykhul-Islam explains it, and the tafsir is that's what it is. Tiwala, mawala, and things like this come from the same pattern, which is mahabba, isn't called mahabba between man and a woman, vice versa. That's what it's in there. Because I just read it. Didn't I read it? Yeah, I've read it. Because it says here, I've read it to you, brothers. That's what it says. التوالة هي شيء يصنعون, is something they do. يزعمون أنه يحبب المرأة إلى زوجها والرجل إلى امرأته. They do things. They claim that that will cause man to love a husband and the husband to love a woman. Okay, it's shirk because this who does this? Sahir does it to cause that, and he uses sihr and all that. A'udhu billah. So Prophet said, "Tiwala is shirk." Yeah. So you don't do that to cause love between yourself. Allah will cause it if you worship Allah Azza wa Jal. If you are Siratul Mustaqim, Allah will bring that, put that in your heart anyway. Jazakallah. Egon.
Like, you know, they say if you walk under someone's hand, you won't grow taller than that. Does that not come to tiwala?
Which one?
Like, if you walk under someone's hand or something, you won't be tall.
No, it's not tiwala. This is what they call superstition. That's the one. If you go under the ladder, something will happen to you.
That's tiara.
Okay. Now, but they're saying that if you go under somebody's arm, I never heard that one. But if you go under a ladder, or if a black cat goes in front of you, things like that, bad luck.
No.
Okay. Tafa'ul is good one, and the bad one is that tiara, yeah, tiara, yeah.
Tiara. I think, yeah.
Tiara, yeah. So tiara is, that's what it is. Okay, bad omen, that's what we say, yeah. That's what it is. So this is not from the Sunnah. We don't believe this thing, inshallah. So yeah. Go on.
You know when Abdullah ibn Umar made takfir of the Qadariyah, he didn't ask if they were juhal, right? So could this be used as a dalil to reject Umar bin Jahl with regards to kufr and shirk?
The brother saying that Abdullah ibn Mas'ud made takfir on this Qadariyah. No, he made them, the people came and told them who they are. The hal of the Qadariyah.
Wasn't it two of the Tabi'een who came?
Yeah, Tabi'in, yeah. So they explicitly explained to them who these people are. He told them this is the Qadariyah, this is what they believe. So he knew who the people are, and so he made takfir on them. So now that's no evidence to say if someone is jahil, you can't use that, because Abdullah ibn Mas'ud knew the hal of these people, who these people they're talking about.
So they're kafir aslam, not that they were, their asl is Islam.
Yeah, they left Islam, yeah, because what the belief that they had, yeah.
No, I'm saying, like, you know how someone, like, if he's known for Islam, then he leaves Islam.
Yeah.
Versus being kafir aslam, like a Jew or Christian.
Yeah. So they were Muslims apparently, but because of what the belief they had, they were left fold of Islam. So Ibn Umar had the knowledge of these people, who these people are, Qadariyah, and two Tabi'in came and told him, yeah. So they weren't ignorant. They weren't ignorant about the deen. Go on.
Can you just quickly go through the condition of ruqya?
Condition of ruqya is the first, you have to use the name, the attributes of Allah, Allah's names. Second one is that it has to be in Arabic. And the third is you have to have trust in Allah. Yeah. So some of the ulama say you have to have these conditions for ruqya. Yeah. Yeah, when Allah's names and attributes and you call by the names of Allah. Yeah. These are the conditions of ruqya.
Did any of the Salaf or the major scholars reject the statement of Sa'id ibn Jubair? Because he says it will be equal to liberating a slave. So is that talking about a certain amount of reward, right?
Yes, it's talking about reward.
Because it's only in a hadith and stuff that where the Prophet ﷺ states a specific act of
Yeah. So the brother, he's saying that, what Sa'id bin Jubair said, that if you cut an tamima from the neck of a brother, then you get the reward of freeing a slave. That's his knowledge of, and the only a prophet can say that. Number one, maybe heard from Sahabas, Allah knows best. He's direct student of Abdul ibn Abbas. He's a tabi'i, mufassir of the Quran. So maybe he heard it and he's saying this. And secondly, he's holding a view, isn't it? He's just holding a view. This is his opinion. So this is the vast reward you're going to get. And some of the Shaykh Saleh mentioned the mursal as, there's the opinion, the three opinions. One opinion that you can accept mursal, it doesn't contradict the Sharia of Allah. So some of the ulama, they accept mursal as a dalil, as long as it doesn't contradict the other hadith, other dalil. So, the ulama, the scholars, they explain this hadith, they never reject this statement of Sa'id bin Jubair. So opinion he's having it, one of the great Imam, Mufassir, alhamdulillah, yeah. So it's a good point he made, mashallah. So yeah, we accept this, inshallah. Any more? Clarification, tawdih? Khalas? Okay, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.